Welcome to my latest Warhammer 40k battle report. The boys are back in town. Howling Mad Murphy's War has picked another planet to play on. This planet is called This One Is Ours as well. And we picked this one specially because there's some beakies running around on it. And a new challenger has entered the building, Daily Dice from Daily Dice YouTube channel. Say hi, Daily Dice.
Hi, Daily Dice.
Tell people about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I've got a YouTube channel called Daily Dice.
Yeah.
I like to call it a BTEC Winters.
Nice.
Because it's very similar to Winters channel. And basically I do battle reports. Very similar style to Winters. And I'm going to be venturing out into paint tutorials soon, so check it out if you might like it.
So check out the things for the things. And thanks for coming all the way down. 4.5 hour journey for you today.
Yep, with a newborn in the back of the car as well.
So you like pain?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And today the boys are going to deliver so much pain down you. And you brought along the Black Templars. You brought along a knight, a big stompy thing. It's going to be glorious.
Yeah, I mean, you brought a Gorkanaut and Morkanaut, so the knight needs to put in the work and take down the big boys, because if my knight dies early, it could be a bad day for the Templars.
Let's have a look at these armies. And this is your 1,990 points worth of Black Templars with a nice big Knight Lancer stomping around in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely glorious. Lots of quality, not so much quantity. I've got the quantity, you've got the quality. Black Templars still have Oath of Moment.
They do.
And they've got another thing. What is the other thing?
Yeah, so basically the detachment is Righteous Crusade.
Right.
And you get to pick a vow. Going against Orks, I feel like Suffer Not the Unclean to Live is the best vow for them, which basically gives them lethals when you roll critical. So on a 6, they get lethal hits in melee. In
melee. So 6 is to hit me, in melee, auto wound me because we're very unclean.
Yes.
Stinky even. Your army is very well painted.
Thanks, man.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Proper Black Templar colours and all the schemes and everything. How long did it take you to get this together?
Nearly 4 years.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of work.
There's a few bits and bobs in between, but it's been a long project, this one.
Nice. And you said that you got a Golden Demon finalist pin for the Hellbrecht model here.
Yeah. Are
you on the Instagram as well with loads of pictures?
I am, Daily Dice 40k.
On the Instagram, cool. Talk us through what you've got here today then.
Yeah, so basically, Hellbrecht's had to come.
He's got to come.
Yeah,
Black Templars.
He has to. So he's came to deal with the Orks. He is an absolute beast. He dishes out mortal wounds at the beginning of the fight phase.
Yep.
He also gives the unit he's attached to criticals on 5s
instead of 6s.
So,
okay.
We'll be doing.
Who's he attaching to?
So he's going to be attached to a unit of Sword Brethren.
Right.
I've got 2 units of these, exactly the same loadout.
Yeah.
But basically they've got the Lightning Claws, the 2 power weapons, the Mastercrafted power weapon, and the Thunder Hammer.
And I got 3 wounds each.
3 wounds each.
Okay.
Their ability is that basically you can do an extra pip of damage or an
right.
extra attack. So going against Boyz, I'll do the extra attack. Going against the big stuff, extra pip of damage.
Extra pip of damage. So Hellbrecht goes with 1 unit of Sword Brethren. Who's going with the other unit of Sword Brethren?
So the other one is the Judaseer.
Judaseer, right. He's still got fights first?
Yeah, when he's leading the unit, he has fights first. Yeah.
Did you give him an enhancement or anything?
Yeah, so I've given him Partition's Edge, and basically he just gets an extra attack. So he gets 6 attacks instead of 5. And
he goes with them, and they've still got their rules, the damage, the extra attacks, the things. Okay, what else we got?
So next HQ is Quintus Kane himself. He's a marshal. He's a bit of a big deal along the ranks of my Templars in my lore. He has... he gets some abilities. Basically, it's Finest Hour, which is once per game he can just get an extra 3 attacks and turn into devastating wounds.
Yep.
So he turns into a bit of a beast.
Yep.
That gives him 9 attacks. And he also gets a free strat for the unit he's leading.
Yeah, like a captain.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Who's he leading?
He's going to be leading 10 Primaris Crusaders.
Okay, so he's in a big squad of boys over there.
Yeah.
Nice. You've brought the Emperor's Champion as well.
Yeah, you can't leave home without him.
Okay, and he's going to be joining...
He's going to be joining the Assault Intercessors.
Because you've got Assault Intercessors here and regular Intercessors here.
Correct.
So no one's in it with this squad here. They're just running around, sitting on a home field objective, right?
Yeah, but they've got sticky objectives, so I can sort of just, I don't really have much objective scoring in this army, so they're just going to sort of do as much as they can on their own, I think.
Yeah, everything in this army wants to be doing something. 4 characters attached to 4 units, 2 of them jumping out of impulses. Helbrecht being an absolute killer.
Yeah.
You've got a Brutalis Dreadnought for the punch, a Redemptor Dreadnought for the punch, and a Knight Lancer for extra punch.
Yeah.
And this is 2,000 points worth of Boyz, gloriously painted by Den of Imagination Painting Studios. They did all the bases as well. Boyz have got the WoW thing. That hasn't changed. So once per game, you can declare a war, which means you can advance and charge. That's the main thing. It also gives you a 5-up invulnerable save, and you get an extra hit and an extra strength and attack. That's what they do. And today, I'm bringing the Green Tide again. This is similar to the Green Tide list that I ran the last time, but I like the Green Tide thing because it only affects the boys at the front. So I don't have to worry about all the stuff back here. Just worry about the boys at the front. And the Green Tide makes the boys at the front a bit more resilient, gives them a 5-up invulnerable save all the time, and if they're in big squads, you can reroll 1s for their stuff. And all the strats only affect the boys at the front as well. There's strats to put some more boys in, there's strats to pile in. The strats will come across all the strats. So we've got 3 big swarms of boys doing Green Tide stuff, 5-up invulnerable save. And then we've got a Gorkanaut and a Morkanaut in the backfield. And my Warlord is Grugger Chugger. Had points left over, so I gave him the enhancement that gives him an extra strength. And if he's with a big swarm of boys when he fights, then he gets an extra couple of strengths. But anyway, he's going to be riding around in this with some knobs. There's 5 claws, 5 big choppers there. And this is Howling Mad Mate Murphy Simon. He's a war boss in Mega Armor, and he's joining the Mega Knobs, and they're in the big yellow one. So basically, I've got 2 war bosses, one with Mega Knobs, one with Knobs. They're having a bit of a competition, see how many beaky skulls they can smash in. Each joining the things. War bosses, when they join units, they get pluses to hit, so they hit a bit better, which is good on Mega Knobs because they normally hit on 4s. And knobs have a rule: if the strength of any incoming attack is higher than their toughness, and they reduce their minuses to wound, so they can be a little bit more resilient. Plus they've got 2 wounds. 2 wounds for boys is quite good. So they're going forward, 60 boys swarming all the way forward. I've got a pain boy here, which is going to join one of the squads. Last time I ran this list-ish, I did have a weird boy. His brain kept blowing up, and he did 11 wounds to his own unit rather than 0 to the enemy. So we're not bringing that today. Instead, we've got 2, and the war bikers died straight away. So I've got 2 units of 3 this time, just to zip forward and move block and be annoying and score secondaries. And if you see any shooters, there's always some shooters that manage to sneak their way into this. Look, there's one right there. They're all got Slugger's choppers. They're all got, ignore the shooters, they've all got Slugger choppers. Same with the mech guns at the back. They're 2 units of 2 custom mega cannons. Ignore the, that's what the boys have got. Guns in the backfield shooting out with some grots for lunch, blasting all over and everything else is just speeding forward. It's going to be lovely. So I asked Daily Dice what he wanted to do, and you said this. So we're doing this. Chilling Reign, Dawn of War, Taken Hold. This is the OG one. So we're playing lengthways, 5, 10, 15 on the primaries. Chilling Reign, no extra. Basically, you don't have to remember all the bits and things.
Yeah, I just want to try and get as many rules of my army right as possible.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about all the secondaries and primaries, then,
I'm sure you'll make... I've never seen a battle report on the YouTubes where there's ever been a mistake ever.
Oh, my channel's
so it's not going to happen today either. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. All this lovely scenery is from gamemat.eu. You can tell that I laid out the table before I bothered putting the objectives down, because this one's all the way up here, and normally objectives have to be on the table, but it's up there now, and we're both happy with that. And we're deployed for this 2,000 points of pain. This massive rumble is going to kick off. There's a strong flank down here with the Black Templars. They've put nothing in reserve. The Brutalis, the Redemptor, the big stompy thing on this side, which we want to rip the arms off and stick them on our big stompy things. So a lot of pressure here, and facing them is 20 boys. Because the big stompy thing went down there, I put my 2 big stompy things on this side. I think the battle might pivot around on the flank, because I'm overstrengthed on this flank. The Black Templar's overstrength on this flank, but I say I'm overstrength on this flank all the way around here. Inside that impulsor, that's the one with Helbrecht in. The Judaseer's inside that one over there with another squad of sword brethren. And I've got boys. Boys all the way down the line. The mech boys are holding on to that. Grugger Chugger's in the red one. Howling Mad Murphy's mate Simon is in the yellow one, and we need to roll a dice to see who has initiative and who goes first. Dice. Who's got dice? He wants to go second.
Right.
Here we go.
This one's the one I need.
It's a 4.
It's a big 4.
The boys rolled a 6. Oh. It is the boys' turn 1. You have exactly what you wanted. And the orders for the boys are to take the field, secure no man's land, and engage on all fronts. So the Orks go first, and they haven't declared a wah yet because they can barely see any of the Yumis over there. They haven't got their blood up. And I'm securing no man's land with this unit of bikes and this unit of bikes. And this first unit of bikes got a really good advance, the full 6. So I'm actually engaging on 3 fronts as well. The boys are following out their orders and taking some of the field. And then we had advancing everywhere with all the boys. The Gorkanaut and the Morkanaut can shoot. And one of the units of mech guns can shoot because this one is out of range. And the only thing that this unit of mech guns can see is the big stompy thing here. So let's start the shooting phase by shooting at the big stompy thing here. 2d6 for number of shots. Snake eyes. I have 2 shots. I hit on 4s. I miss. And they're hazardous. And I take 3 wounds on myself. Brilliant. Daily dice. Before the game begins, you said you were a bit scared of the mech guns.
I was pretty much hiding half my army from the mech guns.
Yeah, you have. But I've done more damage to myself than I did to you there. We'll come round here. We've got the yellow one. The Gorkanaut is going to shoot at this squad of boys down here with the Emperor's Champion in it. Let's kill him. So he's got a big gun in his left arm there. Deathstorm Mega Shooter. Going to make these guys dance on 5s. Drop dice and count. I finally got some hits at strength 6. 3s to wound. 5 at -1. Putting them on the guys in cover for 3-up saves.
Oh, lads.
And that kills one of them. Then I fired the 2 big shooters in, did nothing. Now we're on to the rockets. 2d3 shots, adding an extra 1 each to this for blast. Look at that. Actually got 8 shots. Can I hit? I hit 3 times. Strength 9, does 3 wounds at -2, so -1 because of covering things.
More ups, come on.
And that kills another 2. That's all the shooting from the Gorkanaut, leaving 2 of the assault normal intercessors there. No, they're assault intercessors. With the Emperor's Champion. Siggy. Right, turns out I can't see the little guys behind the rock, but a custom Mega Zapper can hit the Impulsor. And this is D6 plus 3 shots. For 4 shots. Hitting on Ork. I don't hit. And I think I rolled too many dice anyway. It's hazardous. And I do 3 wounds to myself again. Teaches me for rolling too many dice. Here's the rockets. This time I have 3 shots with the rockets. These are going to hit on Ork. And they miss as well, and that's it for my shooting phase. So at the end of my shooting phase, the boys do 6 wounds to themselves and 6 wounds to the Templars. That's a very good Orc shooting phase. And I do rack up 8 points for the secondaries as we go on to Templars. Turn 1. Now the Black Templars know forward is the only way. They want to capture the enemy outpost, but I don't think that's likely in turn 1, and deploy a teleport homer probably in the middle of the battle grid. Then in the movement phase, cautiousness around this flank because Daily Dice is very aware that next turn I could declare a wah and disembark a certain number of inches, then move, then advance, then charge. So cautious around this side, but you have put your Oath of Moment target on this unit of Warbikers here. I love the fact you've got a hammer. I need something like this to signify your Oath of Moment target. And then the Emperor's Champion can go flying in there. This unit round here with, who's your, you do the marshal called again?
Quintus Kane.
Quintus Kane, what a gorgeous name. He's staying a bit further back because of the potential wah. Next turn, up in the gut, up in the middle. You are scoring some points because this unit advanced. They have assault weapons, so they're deploying a teleport homer in the middle of the battle grid and screening out Helbrecht's Ride, who is behind them. And then round on this flank, the Brutalis, the Knight Lancer, the Redemptor, just stomping their way forward, ready to lay down some pain. 1 minute. That's the Justicare's Ride. This is Helbrecht. Helbrecht's around this side, facing off against a Gorkanaut and a Morkanaut. Anyway, let's go into the shooting phase. So we're starting right in the middle. There's a multi-melter hitting the Warbikers. Then you're going to do a frag grenade on the missile on the top, frags on the side, all the fragmentation rounds coming into the big swarm of boys back here. Multi-melter.
3s.
Hits both of the times. We'll wound on 3s.
3s.
Wounds once. I have a 6-7 vulnerable save. And I don't make that. And this is D6 damage. It might not kill one, but it does kill one. In the frag rounds, 3d6 shots, plussing 4 for each one of these, so adding 12 to this. It's going to be a lot of shots.
Need to do some damage.
Yeah, and that's a lot of shots. Frag round, hitting on 3s. Strength 4, toughness orc, wounding on 5s.
So this is the hard bit.
Yeah. Dude, that was 3. Just 3. 5 up invulnerable saves, and then 5 up feel no pain, because there's a pain boy right in the one in the middle. I don't make any of them. Do kill 3. Then the unit aside fired out the firing hatch and took down 1 more boy. Now we're on to the Knight Lancer. The Lancer actually can shoot short range though, anti-infantry. So it's going into the War Bikers.
Yep. Toughness 6, right?
I believe so, yes.
So, 3 shots, all in on 3s.
4 hits with the sustained hits, wounding on 4s. We have 2 wounds.
Yep.
2 4-up saves, and 1 takes 2 wounds and is still alive. After the Knight shot in, we move down to this flank to the Brutalis, firing everything at this squad of boys down here. You killed 1. Just 1 boy. Now we're on to the Redemptor Dreadnought. There's a Gatling coming into this big swarm of boys.
Just the rocket.
Just the rocket into the big swarm, boys, yes. Then everything else into the bikers, trying to clear them away.
So bolters.
Yes.
Hitting on 3s.
They both hit.
Good start, good start.
5's to wound.
5's to wound, but these are twin linked.
There's a wound. And you kill the injured fella. And then you got the plasma, which you're not overcooking.
So let's just...
That's 5 shots.
3s?
Yes. 3 hits. You wound twice. 2. 6 up invulnerable saves. Keep my knob alive. My knob's dead. You kill him. After that unit of bikers got wiped out, the missile spiraled into the big swarm of boys, not managing to kill any. And then we came across to this flank, where you put all the anti-infantry firepower in the world that you had, which, let's face it, is not very many, lots of bolt pistols and things, into this unit of bikers on this flank. Killed 1. 1's down to 2 wounds. That's after putting some of the shots from the Impulsor into them as well. And we've still got a couple of remaining shots from the Impulsor, which are going to smash out into the Gorkanaut. Gorkanaut is the Gorkanaut. The yellow one's the Gorkanaut. So what are we starting off with?
Start with the Melterer.
Yes.
Hitting on 3s.
1 of them hits.
Wounding on
5. It's toughness 12, and that is a wound. That's nice. It does have a 6 up invulnerable save. I don't make my 6 up invulnerable save. It's D6 damage for 2 damage. And then there's a missile as well.
Quick missile from that.
Yes.
So hitting on 3s.
It misses. And that is the end of the shooting phase. You killed a unit of bikes. You've hurt my Gorkanaut. There's going to be some charges coming on now. So we're starting here with the Empress Champion. Don't roll a snake eyes. And you're fine. You're fine. They go in flying into the war bikes, and it's going to be a 10-inch charge for the Lancer to hit this big swarm of boys around here.
Let's do it.
And that's an 8. And that is just a failed charge. So we've got 1 fight down here. Empress Champion versus war bikers. Here we are at the end of the charge phase. You've stolen that objective off of me as well, and now we fight. What are we starting with?
Should we start with the Empress? I'll tell you what, let's start with a little chainsword.
Little chainsword, okay. 3's to hit.
3's to hit.
With oath of moment.
Oath of moment, no 6s there for the...
Right, okay, there we go. 6s are lethal, and then you're re-rolling all wounds because I'm in range of an objective.
Yes, and these are assault. It says assault, 5 and 6s.
Yes.
Re-roll.
Okay, so that's 3 wounds. -1 chainswords.
Yes.
Okay, that bike's dead. It's down to the boss knob.
Empress Champion.
Empress Champion.
Hit on 2s.
Nice.
No
Everything
6s
hits, no 6s. Strength of this attack.
This is strength 8.
3's to wound.
3s, re-rolling.
Yes. I need 6s. I get what? He does 15 damage to my boss knob. I think he's dead. And that's the end of the fight phase. That's the end of Templars turn 1. They pick up 3 points for deploying a teleport homer right in the middle of the battle grid, and have wiped out both of my units of war bikers, so it's 8 points to 3. More importantly, they push me off of 2 of the primary objectives as well, so I'm only going to pick up 5 points for being on this primary objective at the start of Orks turn 2. The question is, do I declare a war or not? I feel like you stayed quite far back with your Judas Seer and with the Halbrecht, and declaring a war, I might not be able to catch him in turn 2. I think I ought to declare a war. You got to declare a war. I mean, I can see you now. Wah! And my orders are to extend battle lines, hold my home field objective and 1 somewhere in no man's land. I can do that. Investigate signals, do actions in the corners. We're not going to... No, we're not doing that one. You kill 3 guys in this unit as well, so once per game my pain boy can use his orderly here, and I put D3 back in, so we're back up to full strength. So the boys see two big stompy things around here. So we're going to charge them with just boys. A Brutalis Dreadnought is going to get charged by 20. And a Night Lancer is going to be charged by 19 with a Pain Boy in it. Doesn't seem like a very clever idea for the boys.
Well, you are going to time you up for a lot of the game.
That's the thing, because you don't have a fallback and charge strat. So I think that's got 10 attacks when it blends. That's got 10 attacks in Sweet Profile. I've got a 5-up invulnerable save. Maybe I can tie them up for a bit, is the plan. Also, that does mortal wounds on the charge. That's got a free tank shock, does mortal wounds on the charge. So if I charge you, maybe I can hold them back for a bit. And then there'll be a really big gap of no boys. Just some mech guns over here. Everyone else over here. Now, I kept Grugger Chugger inside the big red un, even though I declared the war. Because I could have got him out and gone fly. It would have been a long charge into them, and a long charge into them. And quite frankly, I want to be away from your big stompy things. So he's staying inside for now. He's finishing off his squig beer. But around this side, the Meganobs did disembark from the Gorkanaut before it moved, and they want to go charging into Helbrecht's ride. And I am engaging on all, I don't know, extending my battle lines, because I OC off of this one, and I got that one there. I'm not investigating signals and picking up one of my secondaries. So yeah, the plan is put pressure on this flank, tie up the big stompy things on this flank, but first we're going to shoot some guns. We're going to do the mech guns over here into the biggest and the stompiest thing one more time. Both of the mech guns are in range this time. So here's unit number 1. It has 11 shots this time. Maybe I'll actually hit this time on 4s. I do actually manage to hit, look, I do hit. And a custom Mega Cannon is strength 12 versus toughness 12. Force to wound. I do wound. It's -1 AP but +1 AP because I'm shooting through rocks and things. So 3-up save.
3-up save.
And you make your 3-up save and then hazardous check. And we're good. And then number of shots with unit number 2. This time we've got 7 shots with unit number 2. Haven't actually wounded the big stompy thing. Is this the time? 2 hits. This is the time. This is no wounds. No wounds. I haven't, no. And hazardous. And I hurt myself. Do 3 wounds on myself. So I've shot at that 3 times with mech guns now. And I've done 6 damage to myself. No damage at all to the Night Lancer. That sounds like good shooty, orky statistics to me. Daily Dice, you said you were scared of the mech guns. Are you still scared of the mech guns?
That was pretty bad.
It was, don't be scared of the mech guns. They're mech guns. They're grots. They're mainly there for snacks later on if the boys get hungry. Both of the swarms of boys, they advance so they can't shoot. This advance so it can't shoot. It's basically the big tanks now. The big tanks. We're going to start off with a red un. You're on an objective in the middle of the battle grid and it's the closest thing. So let's shoot all the things at the unit in the middle of the battle grid. And your armour of contempting, trying to just keep one alive on that objective there. Let's fire the rockets in first. 2d3 shots, adding 1 each to this for blast. Normally hits on 5s, but because there's a WoW call, this model now hits on 4s with the rockets. And I hit twice, and I wound once. So a 4-up save with armour of contempt. Would you make? Twin big shooters, we are in rapid fire. Wounding on 3s, twin linked. 4 3-up saves. I take 1 out. Nice. And it's D6 +3 on the custom Mega Zapper for 7 shots. And I've added another 3 shots anyway from the custom Mega Blaster because they all hit and wound the same. So 4s to hit. Strength 9 or 10. 2s to wound. 4 wounds, 4 4-up saves because of armor contempt. And you've got 4 guys left and you failed 3 of them. You wanted one fella to be left alive. Yeah. So he should be left alive, but D6 damage, D6 damage, D6 damage. I do kill those 3. And I fired 2 hazardous weaponry at you. And I don't take any more mortal wounds on myself. So there's 1 left alive, huh? And that is going to get you 5 points, just having that guy there, assuming he passes a battle shock test. And he should. He's a Black Templar. So I've got this yellow one over here, which was going to shoot down into this swarm. But I feel like I've got a couple of guns that are 36-inch range, the Deathstorm Mega Shooter and the twin big shooters. So we'll put them down there to try and kill him. And then the 24-inch range rocket launchers will go down here into these. Let's do the rocket launchers because the camera's pointing that way.
This is into these, yeah?
Onto these, yes. And you've got the Marshal in there, gives you a free strap.
Yes.
So you're going to armor contempt them.
Yeah.
Yes. Number of shots with the rockets. Adding 2 each to this because I blast. 5s. That's pretty good shooting. 2s. 1 wound with cover and armor contempt. It's a 3.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's a fine. Right. Now let's shoot loads of guns at the big guy in the middle. Loads of shots. Deathstorm mega shooter. Needs 3s to wound. 4 threat saves.
4 threat saves.
He's dead. He's dead before I have to put the twin big shooter in there. Anyway, that is the end of my shooting phase. We're going to do some charges. This big swarm of boys here can hardly fail against the Emperor's champion. And they're going in 7. We've got this big swarm of boys. They're going to try and charge the Knight Lancer. 11. I'm very aware that you can pay to interrupt. We've got this big swarm of boys here charging the Brutalis. And that's a 9. And then all the way over here, this is the one that I really want to work, is the 7-inch charge into your Impulsor. But I do have a CP to reroll this if I need it. That's 11. The boys are happy. No CP reroll required. So crump, we get in against the Impulsor. We're surrounding the Emperor's champion. We're trying to climb up the trouser legs of the Knight Lancer. And over here, we're swarming the Brutalis Dreadnought. Now, 6s to wound with all my choppers against your thing, but I'm spending a CP on competitive streak, which means I can re-roll all wounds and it's all AP -1. Are you armor contempting this?
I don't think I would.
No.
I don't think you can kill it.
I probably can't kill it, but I might want to try and take its kneecaps off.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. One more thing. It's 76 attacks with the choppers. So I'm going to do a lot of dice rolling off camera.
Yeah.
And then we've got the big chopper coming in. 1 minute, we'll get some on camera. This is half the number of attacks on 3s. Right, and these got through, and these are 6s to wound at strength 5 versus toughness 10. With the reroll to wound, because of the strat, so that's half of them. So 11 threat saves to make.
11 free ups.
I take 2 off. Then I took another 3 off. So 5 off in total so far with all of those attacks. I've taken off 1 kneecap. And then is the big chopper from the boss knob. He hits twice. This will actually win on 5s with the reroll. 1 more 3-up save.
3 up.
And you make that one because that would have been 2 damage. So he's taken 5 wounds. How many is on left?
He's on the 7.
He's on 7 left. Would you like to pay to interrupt everywhere? You got
I do.
a lot. Yes. Where would you like to pay to
It's
interrupt?
going to have to be here.
It's going to have to be what?
It's going to have to be with
The Emperor's champion into this big swarm of boys here. So you're doing the strike attack with the Emperor's champion. So he's got 10 attacks this time.
10 attacks.
Yes. Hits on 2 still?
Hit on 2s.
Right. Okay. And those 6s are lethal.
Yes.
And his strike attack is strength 6.
Yeah.
So he's winning on 3s. Okay. How much damage does it do though?
Just 1.
Just 1 damage. So he's saying there's a chance. 5 up and vulnerable saves. He takes out 3 on his own. 1 reroll, sorry. That works. Yeah, he kills 4. Chainsword.
Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Wounding on 5 6s.
With the reroll.
Rolling.
There's a wound. 5 up and van. Reroll the 1s. That's another one dead. And there's another fellow in there. 1 more.
Power fist.
Power fist.
Darling.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s.
2 hits.
Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. Re-rolling. 2 or minus 2.
5 up and vans. Reroll the 1. You kill another one. I got 60 normal attacks. Are you armor contempting them?
I think I'm dead either way. So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Where's the courage? Where's the honour?
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's a lot to withstand. Here's half of them on 3s. Plenty of courage and honour, but this is a lot of punches to the teeth on 3s. That was 17.
Yeah.
Half of them.
This is just half.
Right, this is 4-up saves on the guys who aren't the Emperor's champion.
So,
Okay.
1 dead.
One.
Another 2.
Yes.
So, he's on 1 wound.
He's still
Still
alive.
on 1 wound.
Now he's dead.
Darlin's dead.
And then all the ones on the Emperor's champion, he has a 3-up.
In one of these, because he's got parry,
Yeah.
just turn to 0 damage. So
Okay. So you can turn one of them to 0.
technically that's 0.
He's taken a wound so far. How many has he got in total? Because I've got to do it all
He's
again.
5, so 4 wounds left.
4 wounds left. Can I take him down? Here's the other round. 3s to wound. 18 3-up saves this time. 4 left. Yeah, he's gone. Boom, we take our first skulls, chop their heads off, and wear their helmets as hats. Brilliant stuff. We're on to the Meganobs, smashing the Impulsor. There's 3 guys in the Meganob squad with twin kill saws. Chop those don't count. I'm hitting on 3s because I'm led by a war boss in mega armor. And at strength 12, we're wounding on 3s, twin linked. 6 up saves.
6 ups.
And that's 2 damage a time. That's 10 damage. Has it got any left? Okay, so Power Claw time. Then the Power Claws came in. 3 more saves or 5 up against the Power Claws.
We can do it.
Yes.
Trust in the Emperor.
No.
Don't trust in the Emperor.
Dead Impulsor. Does it go boom boom? Doesn't go boom boom, but Helbrecht and some boys are inside, and they could take mortal wounds as they try and disembark. None of them do. Professional combat roll as they come leaping out of the Impulsor. So Helbrecht disembarks here, and I'm absolutely terrified about the countercharge because this guy is an absolute G. At least for the remainder of the battle round, I do have a 4-up Feel No Pain on Meganobs while a wire is called, so some of them might survive. And the other plus is, at least Helbrecht is all the way down there, not rampaging through my deployment zone. Right, then we've got another fight over here. You know I did 5 wounds on that, and that's re-rolling to wound. Well, I'm going to do it all again against your Knight Lancer, but without re-rolling to wound, with a big swarm here. And I could spend a CP, because some of them aren't fighting, and I could spend a CP so everyone within 3 inches could fight, but I don't think I'm going to kill it. I'm not going to hurt it very much. So I'm there to lock it up, so I'm not going to spend any CP. So let's do a bunch of dice rolling off camera. And I did an insane amount of dice rolling. I did 2 wounds to it. So it's down to 23 wounds remaining. Now it's going to strike back. 10 attacks in sweep profile, hitting on 2s.
Yep, so hit on 2s. All the misses.
And it is strength 10.
Sort of
minus 2 or 3, 2 damage. So
yes,
2s to wound. 6, 5+ invulnerable saves. You take out just 3. I mean, there's a medic in there, so no, you take out 3 of the boys. 3 of the boys for 2 wounds, tying that thing up. That's part of the plan. We'll come around here to the Brutalis, attacking this unit of boys as well. Brutalis now hitting these boys, so the Knight was able to take out 3. Let's see how many he can take out. He's got 10 attacks in sweep mode.
Yep.
But he hits on 3s.
Hits on 3s.
Yes.
2, 3.
And it's strength.
Forgetting about the 6s.
6 is also wound, yeah.
Oh, wound is mad for him anyway.
No. 3s to wound with this guy in sweep, but it is twin linked.
It is twin linked, that's right.
So he does 6 wounds as well. 6 each.
Yeah.
5+ invulnerable save.
You say 3 again?
Re-rolling the 1. No, 3. 3 and 3 each. And with the boys swarming all over the Brutalis here, and the boys climbing up the Knight Lancer over there, with mech guns firing in the backfield, and Gorkanauts and Morkanauts pushing round this side, that is the end of Orks. Turn 2. That was a pretty strong turn. Wiping out the unit on this objective with the Emperor's Champion and stopping you scoring 5 points on the objective in the middle. Haven't touched Helbrecht yet, and he's an absolute G and will make a charge. There's this big squad of Crusaders here who can make a charge as well. And you've got to fight first with your Justicar as well. I've got 1 surprise still left in my pocket, which is Grugger Chugger inside the Gorkanaut over here, or Morkanaut, whichever one it is, hanging out there. And I do pick up an extra 5 points for extend battle lines. And the Black Templars will only pick up 5 at the start of turn 2, because they're only on 1 objective. How long will the boys be able to swarm all over these and keep them locked up? Not sure. But let's find out what the orders are for the Space Marines in turn 2. So it's 18 points to 8 in favour of Murphy and his war, even though Murphy isn't with us here today. And you've got Assassinate, you've got to kill one of the Orc bosses, get behind enemy lines, which isn't going to happen because everything from the Black Templar is deployed. There's nothing dropping in from reserve anywhere. So round on this flank, it's down to the Redemptor Dreadnought to try and break out one of these monsters from close combat, perhaps with a tank shot going into this unit or climbing up over the hill, charging into that unit. It's lined up its guns to shoot down this way, and the Judici is not getting out of the Impulsor.
Yeah, he's staying put for now.
Staying put for now. That objective back there is sticky though, because you had your intercessors on it, so you do control 1, 2 right now. And then the Crusader squad busting forward. And as for Oath of Moment, you put it on the Meganobs that Helbrecht want to go charging into. Because there's Assassinate in there. Yeah. There's Simon in Mega Armor. if you manage to take him out. In the command phase as well, you spent a thing on a thing. What's the thing that you spent on the thing?
Basically, I'm going to give Helbrecht's unit another vow.
Right.
They still get the vow that they've got the lethal hits, but they also get sustained hits. So they're technically sustained and lethal hits and awful moment, so they're re-rolling all hits.
Ooh.
So I'll just be fishing.
That's a big pile of meatballs there. You could take them out. Where are we going to start the shooting phase? Do we know?
I don't.
Okay. We start off the shooting phase down here. The Brutalis and the Knight are firing into close combat. The 5-up invulnerable save of the Orks holding firm. No wounds caused. We're on to the Redemptor overcooking, firing his big blast gun down into the mech guns here for D6 plus 1 shots. That's 5 shots.
So, in on 3s.
Yes. And it hits 4 times. Toughness 6. You're wounding on 3s as well.
Wounds on 3s.
And you wound 3 times and 5 plus invulnerable saves. Coming up. I fail every single one. It does 3 damage. One was already down to 3 wounds because it got hot. And that'll kill another. Essentially you blow up both of the vehicles here. They don't blow up. You melt both of the vehicles to slag, taking out some of the mech guns, which are very, very scary. After the mech guns got fragged, we came round here, and your Crusader squad shot all the stuff into this unit of Boyz. I did warn you beforehand that there's a strat. That if you shoot a unit of Boyz, they can then move forward and get in engagement range. It's called Go Get 'em. And you killed 1.
Mistakes were made. 1
with the gun. So, with the Go Get Them strat, the Boyz move forward off of that objective and end up piling in to this massive squad of Crusaders here. Now, the good thing about doing that is you haven't charged me, so it stops the attacker getting fight first. When it comes to defenders, I might better pick these first, or I don't know. Anyway, it's what they would do. The Boyz are flying in that way. We've got a few more shots, the Impulsor and the Halbrecht's unit over here. We're doing the Impulsor into the Gork or Morkanaut. We've got a couple of melter shots coming out.
So, melter.
They both hit.
Melter.
One of them wounds.
5-up
invulnerable save, which I fail, and it is D6 plus 2 at this range. That is 5 damage on top of the 8. So 3 it's already done. That's 8. It's down to 12 remaining. Then there's a missile.
Crack. So on 3s.
Hits.
It's 5 and 6s.
Wounds.
-2.
I need a 5-up invulnerable save again. This time I make it. Then we fired the unit inside at the Gorkanaut or Morkanaut, no further damage caused. So it's on 12 wounds remaining. Essentially because I went running into that squad there. That negated a lot of shots with the frag as well coming into them. Then we did the Halbrecht's unit. Shooting the unit of Meganop with pistols and things. No damage caused. That's the end of your shooting phase. So not a lot of damage round here. You have taken out the mech guns. There are some charges coming up though. At the end of the charge phase, it looks like this, and you're spending a command point on giving Helbrecht's unit an extra pip of AP. And then the second CP that you've got, you're thinking about Arbor of Contempting, the Neophyte unit, the Crusader unit, which means you don't have the CP to do the tank shot with the Redemptor Dreadnought here. But let's start with the Redemptor Dreadnought here, see what it manages to do. 1 minute, I've got 3 CP in my hand, and you said you'd definitely pay to interrupt,
yeah.
Which I would. So we're going to come back all the way over here to Helbrecht.
Yeah, this one's on first.
Against the Meganobs. Start the fight phase, Helbrecht can do mortal wounds. So you don't want to roll a 1, right?
Don't want to roll a 1.
Okay, that's not a 1. What does a 5 do?
That's just flat 3 mortal wounds.
Is it? Flat 3?
Yes.
I have a feeling I'm paying a 4 up because of the WoW was called. And look, I don't feel any of the pain. Then you can increase damage because that's what Sword Brethren do. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's a Helbrecht thing.
No, it's a Sword Brethren thing.
Right, okay. And then Helbrecht goes up to 4 damage as well. And let's fight some Meganop. Let's see what you managed to do.
Yep.
He hits on 2s.
So 6 stacks from Helbrecht.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You're looking for the 6s.
So looking for them 6s. Yeah.
That is sustained and lethal.
So I might as well re-roll these 4.
Okay.
So
strength of this attack?
This is strength 8, but then +1 for the because I'm in the vow in the strat use, so strength 9.
Okay, so 3s to wound.
3s. That's 3.
Okay, plus the 2 that you already did with the lethal is 5 come through.
Yes.
AP what now?
These are AP -4
because of the improved AP thing.
Yes.
So what you're saying is 6s.
Yeah.
6s coming up or 4 damage a time.
These are in the WAR still ones, so 5s.
Either what now?
These are in the WAR still, yeah. So it'll be 5s, I think.
Oh yeah, 5-up invulnerable saves. Wow, it's still a thing. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. I only fail 1 save. Don't go. We've still got a long way to go.
No.
Come back. No, I'm going to fail some of these feel no pains. Watch this. I've got 4 feel no pains to make. I failed 1. You see, look. Hellbrecht kills a dude. Hellbrecht killed a dude. Next.
So 2 power weapons.
Right.
The end unit. Come on.
Okay.
You can do it. So hitting on 3s.
Oath of the moment as well.
Oath of the moment. Let's try and fish.
You're going to fish for 5s and 6s.
We need.
You need them.
We can.
Yes.
So that's them.
So they're lethal and sustained.
And 3 go back in.
Strength.
Strength 6 now.
Toughness 6. Any pluses to wound or anything? Or
no, nothing
no.
like that.
So 4s.
4s.
That is 3 wounds.
So you've got 6 altogether. AP minus 3.
AP minus 3. So thanks for reminding me that I have a 5-up invulnerable save. Let's see how many of these I can make. Only make 1. How much damage is this? With
2 damage a pop.
Because of the +1 damage thing. Okay. 2 damage times. So Mega Knob number 1, 4-up feel no pain because of WoW. He's still alive. And then 4-up feel no pain. Now he's dead. That's one of them dead. And then the next Mega Knob, he's alive on 1 wound. He kills 1 and there's 1 on 1 wound. You've still got more attacks.
Still got more attacks. Lightning Claw.
Lightning Claw.
So 5 attacks.
Yes.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Let's fish her.
Fishing.
Nope,
that made it worse.
So 2 explode, but then 2 go through.
Yes.
And then wounding on strength 6 now. So
okay.
4s. But this is
twin
linked. So altogether we've got another 4, minus 3 again, 2 damage again.
Okay, so 5-up invulnerable saves again, and then 2 damage again.
Yes.
Okay, we do this. The guy on 1 wound, he's now dead. And another Mega Knob is now dead. Mega Knob, War Boss and Mega Armor. You're getting there. And there's a fella with a Thunder Hammer. Yep. So, Thunder Hammer time. It's hammer time.
3 attacks.
Yes.
Hitting on 4s.
With the reroll. Okay, so those explode and are lethal.
Through. So, wounding on strength 9, toughness 6,
3
so 3s. So that's devastating.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 2 saves of minus 3, and that one just goes through.
2 saves of minus 3. I failed both of them.
So
and
the 3 each.
3 each. Okay, so 3 feel no pains on the Mega Knob. He's now dead. And it's going to be 6 feel no pains. While models in a unit, it's all concurrent. This attack is happening at the same time. Let me check that it's models in the unit, not just Mega Knobs. Yeah, models in the unit. So he'd get it as well. And he takes 3 wounds. War Boss and Mega Armor, 4 wounds remaining. Last guy. What's he got?
He's got a mass-crafted power weapon.
Okay, here we go.
So hitting on 2s. I'm going to reroll them.
Oh, he's risky.
Oh!
It made it worse. Well, we're lethal and sustained.
Yeah, so it's technically a
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
strength of your master-crafted power weapon
is usually 5 up now, 6.
Yes.
Toughness and War Boss?
6, I think.
I'll fix it. So
4s.
4s, yeah.
There's a wound.
So
you want me to fail everything?
You need
so
to fail.
Let's see if we file up the 5-up and fun. Oh no, we don't. We boxcars it. We make it. The War Boss and Mega Armor still stood there on 4 wounds remaining. Hellbrecht did not assassinate his target. Then we come all the way over here to the other charging model, which is a Redemptor Dreadnought trying to smack apart some boys. He's got 5 attacks. 5 attacks.
Hitting on 3s.
Yep. And he hits twice. 3 on 2s. He wounds once. Just 1 wound and a 5-up invulnerable. It would have been annoying if I'd have made the 5-up invulnerable save, so he kills 1. That's it for charging units. Now defenders get to fight. I'm not going to fight these guys. You can't beat them, no.
You want to fight here, sure?
I'm not going to fight the Brutalis.
You want to kill
or the Lancer. We're coming all the way over here. Look, I spent this EP to go piling into these fellas. So now let's fight here. And what we can do as well is spend that CP again, which means reroll wound rolls of 1. But if there's 10 or more models, you reroll all wound rolls. But you are armor contempting it. Yeah. So I'm going to pour on the pain, Boyz versus Crusaders. Right, this is just the lads. Okay, 48 attacks remaining because of WoW. Hitting on 3s. I missed quite a few actually. 5s to wound, no, 3s to wound because I'm strength 5, AP minus 1, but you did armor contempt. And re-rolling because I spent a thing on a thing. That's 26 wounds before the big chopper goes in there. And after the dust settles, I've killed all the neophytes, plus a couple of dudes in power armor. Then the big chopper comes in on 3s. And then these will wound on 3s, and that is 3 more saves of 3+.
3 more saves, 3+.
And that doesn't kill any more. Interesting, you've got 4 boys left and the marshal still. So before we do the second part of that fight, let's come back over here to Mr. Brutalis, hitting all the boys.
And attacks again?
Yeah, on 3s.
And on 3s.
6s are no 6s.
No
okay.
6s.
3s to wound, but twin linked, as he's doing the blendy version of his blades. 5 plus invulnerable saves. He only kills 2. Then defenders can fight. You're going to have loads of boys smashing your knight again. And a bajillion dice rolls later, I've put 2 more wounds on the Lancer. It's on 21 wounds still. Okay, and it's going to fight back. And it hits 8 times. It's going to wound on 2s. Last time it killed 3. Hopefully it'll kill more than 3 this time.
Let's hope so.
That's 7 wounds. 7, 5 plus invulnerable saves. Re-rolling the 1. So this time he actually manages to take out 6. So he is getting through them. They're almost down to half of their size now. And then we come back over here where a bajillion boys are hitting a Brutalis again. And again, a bajillion dice rolls later, Brutalis down to 5 wounds. So we're locked up here, 5 wounds. Knight, 21 wounds. Swarming them to death. Over here, we didn't kill enough of the Marshal's unit and his boys. So they get to fight back.
So I'll start off with the Sword Brethren.
Okay.
3 attacks.
Yes.
3s. 2 hits. Strength 5. So wounds
Toughness
on
5.
4s. No.
No wounds on the Sword Brethren. Okay.
2 Power Fists.
2 power fists?
Yeah.
Nice.
So hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh,
There's a
6 went through.
lethal.
No.
The other one's going to wound on a 3. Doesn't wound.
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5, yeah. 5 up and bun. No, that kills one of them.
I've got a chainsword in there.
Yes.
So hitting on 3s.
There's 2 lethals right there.
Nice. 5 and 6s. Just 2 minus
2
1.
lethals. 5 up and buns. Re-rolling the 1. You kill another one. You're getting through them. And then
And Quintus Kane is going to do his finest hour.
Quintus Kane.
He gets 3 extra attacks, so it's the big 10 attacks here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. He did declare that at the start of everything.
So
And he hits on 2s.
Hits on 2s. Let's do it. So 1 and 3s. So
That's not good.
No, it's not great.
That's not great. That's 6. He did do 6 wounds. 6 wounds, 6 5 plus invulnerable saves from Quintus. And he takes out 5 on his own. What a G. So Quintus and the heroic Space Marines are battling their way through the boys, but there's still 6 of them left, tying them up. And then we have the last combat. My warboss in mega armor, taking on the Hellbrecht's unit himself. Right, he's got a huge chopper, extra attack as a wow. Hits on 2s, and a miss twice. It is strength 12, and they've got 3 wounds each, right?
Yes.
But when a wow is called, his 2 damage goes to 3 damage. So I just need 2s to wound. 1 wound, and minus 2.
So 5 up.
And you make the save anyway. Okay, so that he swung his chopper around all over the place and probably took the heads off the mega knobs that were getting torn apart behind him. And that is the end of Black Templar's turn 2. Halbrecht is still locked up here and you haven't assassinated a character. Quintus is locked up here next to a Gorkanaut and a Morkanaut. What could possibly go wrong? There is still a Judaseer inside that transport over there, locking down that objective. And in turn 2, I'm only going to pick up 5 points for this objective because it's currently the only one I'm done. We did the fight backs there with the boys, yes. We did the things over here with the boys, yes. The stompy things are locked up with the green tide over here. As we go on to Orks, turn 3. So the boys, they'd rather like to storm a hostile objective and cleanse objectives. I'm not going to be cleansing objectives. Storming objectives, ones that the Black Templars control. I might be doing that, and it's 23 points to 8. So while the big stompy things, the fight with the big stompy things continues over here, down this side, I've done some moves and things. The point is to storm a hostile objective because we're not cleansing anything. The Morkanaut is going to shoot charge the Judas, whoever's inside there. When I charge, I'll be on that objective, and I've got an OC of 8. So that's storming my hostile objective. And before it moved, Grugger Chugger and his knobs got out. And they want to go piling into the unit of that has tied up Quintus. Quintus and the boys, this unit here. In the command phase, I'm going to spend a strat on Get More Orks Back. It's 1 CP, and it's D3 plus 2 Orks are going to go back into this unit that are tied up. I'm not going to put it into the unit with the big stompy things because they're still locked up for a bit. This is more important right now. So how many do I put back in? I put 5. 5 back in. That strat's called Come On Lads. Meanwhile, down here, got the big yellow stompy thing. It's going to go into Hellbrick's unit and try and help out Howling Mad Murphy's mate Simon. So in the shooting phase, there's nothing really that I'm shooting at. Just the Gorkanaut and the Morkanaut are shooting everything into the Impulsor, because even if it blows up, you have to put more than 3 inches away. It'll be around. Yeah, I'll still be able to storm hostile objective when I go charging in there. So let's shoot everything at the Impulsor. I fired everything in, from the yellow one, from the red one. Yama contempted it, and it's on 5 wounds remaining. Haven't managed to rip it open. Last thing left to shoot is the 2 custom mega cannons. Guess what we're shooting at? The big stompy thing one more time. Number of shots. Let's see if we can actually hurt it. Number of shots. We have 8 shots. It's in combat though, so I'm hitting you on 5s. I hit twice. I hit twice. Strength 12. I wound once, -1, but +1 because of the covering things. 3 up save.
Real.
It gets through. A shot gets command point. D6 damage. It's only on 21 wounds.
Yeah, he's not doing all that.
It does 4 damage.
I like it.
4 damage. It took me 3 turns, but I got there. Hazardous check on the injured one, on the non-injured one. Okay, so both of these are on 3 wounds remaining each. I highly recommend all Orc players buy as many mech guns as possible. They're really cheap for Games Workshop stuff. Only £100,000, £12 each. And they're really, really good. What's that?
I think they've done more damage to themselves than any of my units.
Exactly as intended.
Yeah.
And that's it for the shooting phase. Then we charged Redden into Impulsor, done Knobs into Quintus's unit. Couldn't fail either of these charges. Might better fail the charge with the yellow one though. But I rolled a 10. He's not going to fail a charge. And let's tank shock. It's not a tank, but it is very shocking. Look at the size of it. So I've got loads of dice to roll. On 5s and 6s, it does mortal wounds up to a maximum of 6. I think that's all of the 6. Then at the start of the fight phase, Hellbrick does his mortal wound bomb. Don't roll a 1. That's not a 1. What does a 4 do?
Flat 3.
Flat 3 mortal wounds. So Simon is all the way down to 1 wound remaining. Then I lift up the claw. I could do the sweep attack, but it's no way near as cool as doing the smash attack, even though it's 6 damage and you've only got 3 wounds each. But it's cooler. So we're doing the smash attack, and I hit 3 times, and it's strength bajillion wounds. It does 2 wounds at -3, 6 damage a time into Gasol Brethren. No. And I crush 2 of them into oblivion. That's it for the charge. No, I've got more charging. I've got knobs. Knobs out. We're going to pile in. Pile in, touch. No, do I want to pile in? Because then you can put some attacks into him and some attacks into him. Of course I want to pile in. Of course. Of course he wants. What would he do? He would pile in.
Exactly.
Now, unless you're paying him to interrupt, but I don't see any CP over there,
Nope.
We're going to do the knobs into Quintus's unit.
I have used 1 CP
Yes.
to fight on death with these, on 4+ with the last CP.
Okay.
So I have to roll 4 with a die.
Okay, so you can fight on death.
Yes.
Nice. So I've got 5 in there with big choppers, 5 in there with power claws. Here's the big choppers. We're in on 3s. Look at that. Only drop 1 attack. Big choppers are strength 7, so they wound on 3s. And that's 9 wounds, and they're -1 to damage, so lots of 4 up saves.
4 up saves. Oh, I'll tell you what.
And then we've got power
this.
claws. Oh yeah, because you've got captain in there.
Yes, I'll do
Here's the
4.
first guys. Well, one still cocked. If you re-roll that one.
Oh, like, right, get it. Put it
Flat
put
on
it
the floor. On the no,
Nice.
right, they're all dead.
This is all on Quintus.
Yes, all on Quintus. 3 up saves.
3 up saves.
And that is only 2 damage. Ooh, we might survive. We've got some power claws coming in. Some power claws. You're afraid of the claw. These hit on 4s though. No, Gruggerchugger's in there. These should be hitting on 3s. And in fact, those big choppers should have been hitting on 2s. Doesn't matter. I think I've got this. Yeah. Strength really high. 2s to wound. There we go. He needs to make a lot of 4+ invulnerable saves. And when I say a lot, that is 10 4+ invulnerable saves.
Well, he's 5.
No, Quintus is dead. But you spent the CP on that unit fighting back. So on 4s, guys can fight back. And you get 2. So Quintus has got 6 attacks because they're not finest ad. Putting it into knobs, putting it into boys.
I'll put it into the knobs.
Put it into knobs.
If you will,
Okay, so hit my knob. 1 2s.
Knob as hard as you can.
He misses 3 times.
Oh, that goes through. And then wounding on strength. 6.
Wounds on 3s.
On 3s.
He wounds at AP.
AP minus 3.
Actually, he'll be wounding on 4s because the strength of the weapon is higher than the toughness, and it's 2 damage a time. So he takes out 2 of them. And then you got a power fist into the normal boy. Well, they can go to the knobs as well.
Power fist.
Yes.
On 3s.
There's a lethal.
And then wounding on 4s.
4s.
1. No, it's just 1.
1. I make the save.
Oh, no.
So at the end of the combat, it looks like this. I've rescued my boys with my knobs. Then we're on to the Morkanaut, which is going to punch the Impulsor. It hits on 3s with its overhand swing, and it is strength 18. Does it wound on 2s? It's toughness 9, right? An Impulsor.
9, yeah.
So basically, at -3, if you roll a 6, your Impulsor will still be alive.
So I need to roll a 3, yeah?
A 6.
Six, sorry.
Just 1 6. That's all you need. No.
The opposite.
That's a flat 6 damage. That is a dead Impulsor. So that's the second successful charge. I've stormed a hostile objective. There's Judicino with all of his Storm Brethren? Storm Guardians. The Wraith Host are out there, ready to come charging in at some stuff. Now we're on to Defenders fighting back, and you've still got Assassinate in your hand. So everything from Halbrick's unit is trying to kill Simon.
Makes sense.
Okay, so here's Halbrecht.
Excuse me. So,
Bless you.
Halbrecht.
2s.
Attacks.
And that 6 is a lethal.
The 5 and 6 is nicely enough.
Yeah, okay.
You know, on strength 8. So
3s to wound. He wounds and hits all the time. I need 5s. I nearly did it, but no. But Simon is taken out. So Halbrecht takes down his prize, gets Assassinate. The Mega Knobs are no longer there, but he's locked up with a Gorkanaut on 18 wounds remaining. And while all this murder bucket continues down this side, well, we've got all the fights with the Orks against the Dreadnoughts and the big stompy things down the other side of the battle grid. Then at the end of the fight phase, down in the murder bucket over here, the Brutalis is down to 1 wound. He's hanging in there. And facing off against them are 7 boys. Brutalis and Dreadnought, Redemptor Dreadnought, making their way through them. But will I be able to take the Brutalis out? The Lancer's down to 14 wounds. Can't believe it. From his 25, and he's still facing 10 boys. So swarming across these stompy things at the very start of the game actually worked. That's the end of my turn 3. I'm not cleansing anything, but I've definitely stormed a hostile objective with the Morkanaut busting through and taking the central objective off of the Black Templars. So that'll get me 5 points. But the Black Templars pick up 5 points in my turn for assassinating Howling Mad Murphy's mate Simon. And this objective is sticky because intercessors were there, so they're going to get another 5 points at the start of turn 3. So we'll add up some points and find out what the orders are for the Black Templars in turn 3. So adding up all the things, the boys are winning by 10 points. It's 28 points to 18. And the Black Templars want to take the target that the Orks are going to tempt them with and extend their battle lines, hold their home field objective, which they've got because it's sticky, and one of the ones in no man's land. So the Black Templars are 10 points behind, and this is where the fight back begins. The fight back begins with you taking extend battle lines by breaking the Knight Lancer out of combat. He can walk over models, he's on the central objective, and you have those 2 objectives, and that is extend battle lines. I've tempted you with this one over here, which is unlikely, but you might be able to get it with a charge. And he's out of combat. Talking about things stepping out of combat, the Brutalis on 1 wound remaining, when defenders get to fight first, decided to step out of combat as well, which means that this unit of boys are between one big stompy thing and another big stompy thing, and in their turn they can go right or left. And the Redemptor Dreadnought is continuing to lock up this unit down here. So you're broken out. You're broken out of combat. Just the Redemptor Dreadnought. Talking about breaking out of combat, High Marshal Halbrecht is not breaking out of combat. He's exactly where he wants to be. A Gorkanaut, a Morkanaut, a Demon Primarch, doesn't matter what it is. He is staying there. He's going to make his way through them. And then down in the middle, your Judicea and the second unit of Sword Brethren climbing over the rock face want to go charging into the knobs. You've made the knobs the Oath of Moment target, and you've spent a CP on Fervent Acclamation, which means both of the vows are in effect. And then you've got an enhancement on your Judaseer, that one. So on 5s and 6s, you're going to get lethal and sustained when you go flying in there, and a potential to swing around and try and get the tempting target as well. So there's only 10 points in it. If the Black Templars get all of these, it'll be a draw. And while the Orks did manage to keep them locked up for a couple of turns, it cost me about 2/3 of my army to do that. I don't have many guys left as we go on to the Black Templars shooting phase. We're going to start here with the Redemptor Dreadnought. He could dig his way through these boys in this turn in the shooting phase and with the fight phase as well. The plasma gun, we got down, had a good look. You are in line of sight and range of the mech guns over there. So we're overcooking, chucking a plasma that way. All the other guns going into the boys, starting off with...
Bolters. Hitting on 3s. Sorry, hitting on 4s.
The bolters, yeah. 2 hits, 5s to wound.
5s, and then twin linked.
There's a wound. And that's a save. Gatling gun, onslaught Gatling cannon. 4s.
4s.
4s, but 6s are devastating.
Yes.
So, oh no, that was a chance. That was a chance, and I made that save as well. Plasma's hitting on 4s. And it hits twice. It wounds on 3s. It wounds once. 6 up and Vun. And make the Invun. And then we can do the 3 shots with the... Or D3 shots, is it?
Yeah, D3, so D3.
Yes. With the Icarus rocket pod. One of them hits. Strength 7.
Yep, so 3s.
Wounds, -1, but 5 up and 1. You kill 1. The Redemptor fires all over the place. Kills a boy. Then the Redemptor Dreadnought passed its hazardous check. Brutalis can't shoot, fell out of combat. Lancer can't shoot because it fell out of combat. These boys, the Sword Brethren, are not shooting the knobs because... you want to charge them and maximise the charge.
Yeah,
so you shot
take it from there probably, and it just makes my charge a bit. I need to get to that objective, so
yeah. So you shot the big red un and didn't do anything because it's a big red un. So that's the end of the shooting phase. You killed an orc, a lowly orc. So now we're on to the charge phase, and I think the only thing that is charging are these Sword Brethren.
Yeah. So I also quite big, so I can get a big bit of movement.
It's a 7.
Should do.
And the Sword Brethren managed to make it here, charging only the knobs, leaving the boys alone. Otherwise, I'll just pile in and OC you off that objective and stop you getting the tempting target. And now we fight. So you're doing the Sword Brethren ability to put the damage up to 2. Well, because there's a couple of 1 damage weapons in there, and knobs have 2 wounds each. Where are we starting the fight, sir?
Yeah, so I'll start with the Judaseer.
Okay.
Put some damage in.
Okay.
So 6 attacks because of his
yes.
seal. So hitting on 2s.
And look at those lethal. 5 lethal and sustained with the double eval thing.
Let's just reroll it.
Did it? No, okay.
Then I back in.
Right.
And then wounding on this is...
It would be 3s but 4s because knobs.
Yes.
-1 to wound.
And then these are devastating wounds as well.
Are they?
So, yeah.
I need a bunch of 6s. Let's just... bunch of 6s to keep right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Judaseer kills 8 on his own. Now a mace.
Going in hot. So this is the mass crafted power weapon.
Yes. With a reroll.
Let's just reroll. I go through.
Okay, so those are lethal. Those are sustained.
Yep. And then wounding on strength.
6, but
5
4s to wound because strength 5.
Strength. This
so
is
still
5,
4s to wound.
The other one was strength 6 because of the strength I used.
AP on them then.
AP2.
AP2. So another bunch of 6s.
Yep.
Right. There's 2 guys left. 1 guy left. Right, and these are on Grugger Chugger. I think he has a 5 up and vulnerable save. He takes 2 wounds.
3.
Yeah, 3 wounds because you increased the damage. So, hammer time?
Hammer time.
Hammer time.
Hit on 4s.
With the reroll, Oath of Moment. And 2 sustained and lethals. And then, while he's leading a unit, so it's still forced to wound him. So 3 wounds.
3 at -3.
5 up and vulnerable saves. Grugger Chugger gets hammered like a nail into the ground. And you smash my knobs without even thinking about it. You still had some more attacks left and you've taken that tempting target. You're engaging on all fronts. It's a draw. It's 28 points each. It's a comeback for the Black Templars. And now defenders get to fight first. And there's what?
You don't want to fight over there now.
Against that Redemptor Dreadnought.
You could kill it.
I do want to fight over there, but first I want to punch Halbrecht into the ground with a massive claw. And he's got 5 attacks. And he's going to hit you on 3s. And I miss 3 times. Command point. I missed twice, just twice. Strength Gazillion, wounding on 2s. I wound 3 times, and it's -3 on this guy.
6.
Drop dice don't count.
It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. 6.
He's dead.
1.
And then 4 up invulnerable saves on Helbrecht.
2 4s, you're telling me.
How many wounds has he got?
He's only got 5.
He's got to make both of these. No. Helbrecht gets punched into the ground. There's a flash of a teleporter and he reappears on the battle barge. Well, you got rid of Grugger Chugger. I got rid of Helbrecht. We sunk each other's battleship as we come all the way down here to a Redemptor Dreadnought, punching 6 boys.
Yes. 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s. So that goes through.
Yeah.
And then
2
on 2s. Cool.
All of them wound. 5+ invulnerable saves. You take out 3 of them. I don't reroll the ones. You only reroll the ones if there's 10 or more. So he does take out 3 this time. Means I've only got 3 left. It's worth doing it on camera finally. Here's the 3 with the choppers. And they need 6s. There you go. That's 1. 1 3-up save.
3 up.
I take a wound.
Nice.
And then the boss knob misses. I took a wound off the Redemptor Dreadnought.
Honestly, they'll end up chewing through it.
That's a win. Now, interestingly, that's the end of Black Templars turn 3, and it's 28 points each. And yeah, they're not going to withstand many more fights like that. I kept you out of the fight for a good couple of turns, but I can't continue to keep you out of the fight. Like the Gorkanaut right now on 12 wounds remaining, he can go that way into them, or that way into the big stompy thing. Either way, I don't like the options, or this thing could jump up and over the barrier. I don't have that much left. Also, you've got that objective because you've got an OC of 10 and I've got an OC of 8. You've got this objective because I'm not in range of it. I'm only going to pick up 5 on the primaries over there as we go into Orks turn 4. So the boys now, they're very angry. No prisoners, just kill stuff. An overwhelming force to kill stuff in a range of objectives. Kill, kill, kill. So at the end of the movement and command phase, it's looking pretty naked down this side of the battle grid. Just 2 big stompy robots of doom. That's because the unit of Boyz ran back inside the yellow one. They just saw the knobs get taken out, and you've got fight first in the Judiceers unit. So I don't want to put normal Boyz into the Judiceers unit. You'll just kill them. But what I can put into the Judiceers unit for no prisoners and kill a unit in range of an objective is a massive Stomper of Doom. And a second massive Stomper of Doom if I don't kill the Lancer in the shooting phase. They'll both sandwich them and try and kill them. And the reason why I'm not going to go charging into the Lancer is because the Lancer's got an 8 damage attack weapon which hits on 2s and already hurt my Redden. And another reason for not charging him is because you stepped over this unit of Boyz. You broke out of combat with them and they're going, where are you going? Come back here. And they're going to go charging in there again. And the reason why there's so many of them is because I recycled some more with that stratagem. How many did I get back this time?
5.
5. Yes, 5 again. So we're back up to 15. Go charging into the Lancer, tie the Lancer up. It seems like a plan. It seems like a thing. Meanwhile, over here, these 3 boys over here, they're having their best life. Yeah. They're not stepping out of combat with a... You might be able to kill them with the Redemptor in my turn, but if you don't, the Redemptor will still be there in your turn. So we've got some shots. We've got 2 custom mega cannons in the backfield that for 3 turns in a row have been shooting at the Lancer. Guess what they're going to shoot at this turn?
The Redemptor.
No, we're shooting at the Lancer. 2d6 shots. We've got 11 shots. What was that? What did you say?
It'll be fine.
You said it could be bad. You've said this every turn, that shooting from these mech guns is scary.
It's never bad from the mech guns.
How much damage has the mech guns done to them?
2.
2. Just 2. It's not going to be bad. We hit on 4s. 4 hits out of 11 shots. Wounding on 4s. I wound 3 times. -1, but there's a big thing in the way, so 3 up saves. You fail 1. Do you want a command point yet? It's d6 damage.
What else do I need it for?
You're on 14 wounds remaining. You sure?
Yeah.
That is 6 damage! 6 damage! We hurt it. Inside the cockpit, red lights are flashing, alarms are buzzing. It's on 8 wounds remaining. Then the custom mega cannon from the Morkanaut right in front fires 3 times and hits once, and it's strength 9. Doesn't wound, and it's hazardous. And I don't hurt myself. And then the big custom mega zapper is D6 plus 3 shots for 9 shots. And this will hit on Orc. I hit 3, 4, and wound on 5s. There's a wound. 4 plus invulnerable save, sir. You make the invulnerable save. Let's do the rockets in. Number of shots with rockets. It's 5 shots. On 5s, 3 hits, and 5s, 2 wounds. Invulnerable saves again.
4s.
And that's another 3 damage. It's down to 5 wounds remaining. Twin big shooters. Drop dice don't count. I'll re-roll one of them. We need 6s. It's twin linked. There's 2 more wounds. 2 more 3-up saves. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's down to 4 wounds remaining. And now guess what? It's going to get shot at by lots of boys with sluggers. It'll be embarrassing if boys with sluggers just take it down.
It would be.
We're hitting on Orc. Wounding on 6s. Drop dice don't count. No wounds. Okay, so it's not going to be very embarrassing. Then I've got the yellow one. See, now I'm tempted because I could charge them. No, I'm not gonna charge that, even with the tank, because I tank shock that I could kill it.
Yeah.
Tank shock that I could kill it. Yeah. But I need to tank shock these guys to kill them.
Yes.
But it's got a lot of guns. It's got 3 damage guns. The rockets will shoot down at them, right? Because they've got 3 wounds each. All the other guns might be able to tickle the last few wounds off the Lancer.
I like it.
Who knows? Let's do the rockets down into the stored brethren. So we're adding 2 to that with a blast. This is number of shots. And we hit on 5s. And we hit twice. And we wound on 2s. And we wound twice. And those are 2 5 saves.
2 5-ups.
And I take down one of them. The flamer in the nose is going into them as well. It's the only thing we can... Oh, 1 hit. It does wound. -1.
So it'll be a 4-up.
You're fine. Yep. And then all the other shots into the big one. Deathstorm Mega Shooter on 5s and 6s. 3 at -1. 3 more 4 plus invulnerable saves. It's okay. Let's do the twin big shooters. 1 more wound came through. You make that save as well. The Night Lancer is on 4 wounds. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Need to kill stuff. So... we're going to charge. The yellow fella is going to go into the sword brethren. That's a 10-inch charge. We need to come around here. So we're on that objective. How many CPs you got? You got fight first anyway.
Yes.
The red fella is going to go into the sword brethren, not the knight.
Right.
And that's a 6-inch charge. We're good. The boys are going to charge the Lancer. That's a 6-inch charge. The Lancer's on 4 wounds. Can the Green Tide take down a Night Lancer? They want to loot it. They so want to loot it. Maybe they can take it out. But before we get back to that, and before your Judicia gets to fight first, let's tank shock the sword brethren. And on 5s and 6s, I do mortal wounds up to a maximum of 6. That's 2 of them just run over. Then we do lots of piling in. Judicia trapped between 2 big, smelly, clanking bodies. He's a Space Marine hero. This is what he lives for. Spending a CP on extra pip of AP. The Vow double thing is still in effect. Everything's hitting the yellow one. Here we go with the Judicia.
Start for Judicia, hit on 2s.
Yes. And look at all those sustained
Judicia putting in the work.
and lethals. Again, these lethals will come into some real effect because of the toughness of this thing.
Yeah.
Strength 6 versus toughness 12. So these need 6s.
Yeah, this strength's 8 now.
Is it?
Yes.
Strength 8. Okay, so it needs 5s then. That's a few more.
3 more.
So one of those is devastating,
Yes.
and it's 3 damage a time.
Yes.
Yes. So it puts me down to 15 wounds.
Yes.
And then there's 7 saves of 6 up.
Yes. So it could be doable.
Now the interesting thing is, because they're 3 damage a time, I need to make 3 6s to keep it alive. Otherwise it's dead. Judicia, doing work. I don't make enough 6s. It's definitely dead. And you were putting everything into the yellow one because it's on the one on the objective, and it doesn't blow up. And the Judiceer climbs over it, stabs his massive sword into the head thing and decapitates it. And it's gone. So the Claw of Mork will now strike back against your Judiceer squad. And I'll hit them on 3s. And I only hit once. I haven't killed something in range of an objective. I don't even wound it.
Prayers have been answered.
He just bounces. Okay. Well, can we take out the big stompy thing of doom? Maybe. I've got 1 CP, so let's spend it on re-rolling all wounds. And let's try and rip it apart with our teeth and our claws. Right, here's a bajillion attacks with the boys with their choppers. 3s to hit. Still a big night, so we need 6s to wound. But we are re-rolling. The strat is called Competitive Streak. Dude, you got 13 saves to make before I got a power claw and a big chopper. 13 4-up saves. It's on 4 wounds left.
I can't believe it. Can I just eject a seat now and say
you can eject it? You can, if you want to.
4-ups.
Oh, the boys take down a Knight Lancer. I'm so proud of them. On a 6 it goes boom. Please don't blow up. It doesn't go boom. That's good, because that means there's lots of scrap left over for us to rip apart. So it's been a tale of 2 halves, Harry. While the Judiceer managed to rip apart the Gorkanaut over here, the boys managed to take down the Knight Lancer, and it ain't over. You got a Redemptor Dreadnought fighting these 3 remaining boys down here, and it hits on 3s. And it hits 3 times.
Through, and then
wounds on 2s.
you don't need to go through.
Wounds 3 times. Just need to make 1 5-up save to keep the Redemptor Dreadnought stuck there. I make 1 5-up save and keep the Redemptor Dreadnought stuck there. And then I hit back with a big chopper, and he hits once and doesn't wound. So at the end of turn 3, it was 28 points each. Then I picked up 5 points on the primary. He's getting 5 points in the lead. And I just picked up 5 points for no prisoners and overwhelming force. 10 points in the lead. However, at the start of Black Templars turn 4, you're on this objective over here. You ran round, did the charge, made the tempting target, you've consolidated in, you get 5 points, you get 10 points for this sticky objective over here. So at the end of turn 3, it was 28 points each. At the end of the start of your turn 4, it's 38 points each. And you've got so few units left on the table. Basically the Judiceer, the Redemptor and the Brutalis. Let's find out what the Black Templars can do in their turn 4. Daily Dice, I remembered a thing.
What did you remember?
I remembered a thing. Did you remember the thing?
I don't remember what you...
Do you remember inside the big unit, the yellow one, there was a big unit of boys?
Oh.
There was a big unit of boys inside the yellow thing. I'll put them on the windowsill here. I count 11. When they get out, 10. Right, and I'm putting them here, not in range of that objectives, for 2 reasons. One, looking back on the camera, the big yellow one was there, and when it blew up, you have to get out. And I don't think they could have gone there, but even if 1 or 2 could have gone there, I forgot, my bad. So I feel it's a bit cheeky saying, hey, I'm suddenly going to steal 5 points off of you by putting some boys there. Besides, you don't have much left. So they're over here. They still don't want to charge this fight's first unit, though, as we go on to Black Templars turn 4. So the Black Templar objectives this turn, engage on all fronts and storm hostile objective. Spending CP for 5s and 6s explode with the Judiceer. Again, yes. I like it. Up here, the Brutalis on 1 wound remaining climbs on top of the hill, holds down this objective, shoots some guns down at the boys, and the Redemptor will shoot in over here. We did the Brutalis, killed 1 of the boys. He is very injured. Now we're on to Redemptor Dreadnought. So the buzz gun going into knob. Hits on 4s. Wounds on 4s, 6s are devastating. Okay, so there is 3 wounds on top of the devastating wound, and you kill the knob. And the other guns were going that way, and then an overcooked plasma gun was coming back at the mech gun's number of shots.
This really needs to be high. I need to kill both of these.
And that's 6 shots with the +1. 4s to hit though happened at the same time.
4s to hit.
That is 4 hits. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
3s to wound. 2 wounds. 6 up and run. And make 1 fail 1. So the one on a few wounds left blows up. It doesn't blow up. Hazardous check passes. I've still got a mech gun holding down on that objective there. That's the shots from the dreadnoughts. We did pistol fire with the Judaseers unit. No damage caused. No charges on this flank. So it's just a case of whether the Judaseer and the Sword Brethren can take down the Morkanaut. So obviously it's the Oath of Moment target. The Judaseer is hitting on 2s with 6 attacks.
See if he can do it again, eh?
Yes, looking for those 5s and 6s.
Not as good this time.
Are you going to reroll all of them?
Oh, he's Oath of Moment, so I'm
yeah,
sure
Oath of Moment.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Up in the damage again. Oh, no, it was those 5s and 6s that really hurt last time. So one of them went pop. These are going to wound on 5s.
What, 6 is a dev?
6 is a dev. There's no devs this time. He did like 16 wounds last time. This time only 3 wounds come through. I have a 5 up and done against that. Okay, so you do take 3 wounds off of it. It's down to 9 remaining.
So rest of the units.
Yes.
This is the guy with the master crafted power weapon.
Okay.
So hitting on 2s this guy does.
Okay.
But I'm just going to re-roll all.
Yeah. So there's a lethal and sustained.
And then wounding on strength 5. So it'll be
6s to wound.
Nah.
Just 1 comes through. 5 up and vulnerable save. That's really cocked. I make it. Then there's a hammer.
There's a hammer left.
And it's a 4 damage hammer, right? Or 3 damage hammer?
3 damage hammer.
Still a chance. Still a chance.
Let's do it. So reroll. Let's just reroll all at this point.
Okay. There we go. They're all lethal and sustained. So they auto wound. These are wound on 5s.
5s. Oh.
So we've got 3 wounds. AP.
Oh, sorry, that's not Dev. Ignore me.
No.
AP 2.
So if I fail all 3 5 pluses, at 3 damage a time, you kill it. It's on 9 wounds left. I've got to make a 5.
Yeah.
I make one of the 5s. It's on 3 wounds remaining. It would have been beautiful if the Judaseer had done the yellow one and the red one. Yeah. 1 in 1 turn, 1 in another turn. Now the Morkanaut that did no damage to you is going to fight back. And it's crippled, so it's hitting on 4s with its big claw. Last time it only hit once. This time it only hits once. And then I rolled a 1. This time I roll another 1. I roll another 1. It does nothing. Nothing. And at the end of turn 4, you don't score any of your secondaries.
I didn't do what I wanted to
do. You didn't do what you wanted to do. I am on that objective and that objective for the 5-10. And of course, I'm going to spend a CP on Insane Bravery to make sure this passes. To max out 15 points on the primary as we're going to Orks, turn 5. So the boys jump 15 points into the lead and they want to assassinate someone and bring it down. Right, 15 points in the lead after picking up those primaries and want to stop the Black Templars scoring primaries at the very end of the battle round. So I ran with this unit of boys down to the objective that you made sticky all those turns. And I had CP reroll it. I rolled a 1. Yeah. And re-rolled it. So I've got no CP left now, but I'll stop you getting the 5 points there. And then over here, this will stop you getting your 5 points there. And you are going to get your 5 points there. Otherwise, you'd have just got 5, 10, 15 and it'd been a draw. And then you'd have drawn some cards and you'd have won. Yes. So now I need bring it down and assassinate. And assassinate is the Judaseer and bring it down is the Brutalis. And I've got a mech gun, which have been really reliable, shooting at Brutalis. Now, it's on 1 wound, so you are spending a CP on Armor Contempt, because it will keep you with a 2-up save. And this time I have 5 shots. 5 shots with a mech gun, and it hits twice. At strength 12, it wounds twice, 2 2-up saves on the Brutalis.
2-up saves. He's alright.
And you make them both, so I'm definitely not going to get bring it down. Now I'm going to come around here. I'm going to shoot everything into the unit that's in combat with the Morkanaut, but I'm hitting on 6s because he's poorly and still in combat. Can't shoot the big nasty custom Mega Zapper because it's blast, but here's the custom Mega Cannon. Interestingly, this is hazardous, and if I roll after shooting this, I kill myself. I'm only on 3 wounds left. 6s to hit you. I hit you twice. I hit twice. At strength 9. I wound twice. -2 into the Sword Brethren.
5s.
No. D6 damage on 1. D6 damage on the same one. Okay, 1 gets cut in half a bit. Now, if I roll a 1, my Morkanaut blows up. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. It doesn't die. I mean, I'd love to shoot the Zapper that way, but I'm definitely out of range. Twin big shooters down here. 6s. That's 3 hits. Strength 5 with the twin linked. That's 3 more wounds into your sword, brethren. No AP though.
3 ups.
Don't do anything. That's the end of my shooting phase. Now is it worth charging them? They are that big, scary, nasty. You've got to fight first, then you'll have to think about... Yes, they're orcs. What are they going to do? They're not going to stand there and blow their nose in their general direction. No. We charge. Right. Your Judaseer gets to fight first. He's in a target-rich environment. Which way is he going? What's he doing?
Going into the Boyz.
Into the Boyz?
Yeah.
Why? Tell the internet why the Boyz.
I don't think I'm going to kill them all.
Right.
But the claw's been doing so bad from this,
yes.
4 attacks and hitting on 4s, that I feel like the Boyz will do more damage to them than this guy will.
You feel like there's more threat from the Green Tide than there is from the Morkanor. You know what? I can't disagree with that. Twice in a row it's done nothing. Which means, of course, he's going to kill him when it gets to the fight phase. But anyway, yeah, I like it. So you're going for extra attacks instead of extra damage then?
Yes.
Okay. Hitting with the Judaseer into the Boyz.
So
on
7
twos.
attacks now, hitting on 2s.
And 6s are lethal and sustained still until the start of the next thing. Or...
Oh, that misses, yep.
Okay. Strength of his stuff.
Strength is strength 7.
Okay, 3's to wound.
So 3 to wound.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, that's just 4.
Oh, no.
That's just 4. And they have a 5+ invulnerable save. You take 3 of them out though. And then there's a guy with a hammer.
Guy with a hammer?
Guy with a hammer.
Hitting on 4s.
2 hits and sustained.
And then wounding on strength 8 or 3s. Just 3 more.
3 more. 3 more 5 up and buns. Another couple die. 1 minute. I get to reroll 1s because there's still a lot. No, they still die. Then it looks like this. 4 Boyz. 1 with a big chopper. Well, 5th big boss not with a big chopper. He hits twice. He wounds twice. And he did spend a CP on Armour of Contempt. So 2 threat saves.
So I'll do these one at a time just in case.
That's 2 damage.
Oh, sorry, he's got 3 wounds, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay, so the guy with the hammer's on 1 wound remaining. And then here's all the choppers on 3s. And then 4s. And that is 3 more 3-up saves. Do I take down the guy with the hammer? No.
He's still alive.
He's still alive on 1 wound remaining. So now the Morkanor, which has done nothing to this unit, is now going to punch it on 4s. This time is the time... Right, that is 2. This time I'm not going to roll a 1. I'm not going to roll a 1. I'm not going to roll a 1. I don't roll a 1. -3 becomes -2. So a 5-up save on the guy with a hammer.
Come on.
He's alive.
Come on.
He's not alive.
No.
That's pretty cocked. If you want to re-roll it, you should re-roll it.
You sure?
Re-roll it, yes. He's not alive.
He's meant to be.
He's not alive. I take him down, but I haven't got Assassinate. And that's the end of Orks, turn 5. Don't pick up any of my secondaries. I am 15 points in the lead. You're going to score your secondaries at the very end of the battle round. Not sure you're going to be able to score this one, but we will see. You're definitely going to score 5 points with the Brutalis up there. But let's find out what the secondaries are for the Black Templars in turn 5. So here are the orders for the Black Templars even after recycling 1-for-1 CP. Defend Stronghold, which they can't do because the Orks are all over it. An overwhelming force, which you could get 5 points on if you kill units in range of an objective, such as a plasma cannon flying down, taking the last 3 wounds off that net gun for 3 points, and the Judaseer killing a Gorkonaut for another 2 points. That could get you a maximum of 10 points. But the Orks were 15 points in the lead. So at this point, we're going to call it and say it's an Ork victory. And this is the way the world ends. Right, then we kept rolling dice and playing till the end of the turn to see what would have happened. And the Redemptor Dreadnought nuked this unit down here. And then the Brutalis shot and went charging in and killed the entire unit of Boyz except for the Pain Boy left on 2 wounds. So you would have picked up 5 points for overwhelming force.
Yeah.
And 5 points on that objective there, making only 5 points behind. I didn't get 5 points for Assassinate because you obviously pulled the Judaseer out of close combat here. That makes a final score of 53 points to 48. But interestingly enough, if you'd have just killed the Pain Boy, who's on 2 wounds remaining, and wiped the one entire combat and ended up consolidating onto this central objective, it would have been a draw. So we should have kept filming actually, because it was a couple of dice rolls away from being a draw. 53 points each. But in the end, 53 to 48, which is 63 to 58 with the painting standard. Locking up these three bad boys on this side of the table for a long time seemed to be the play. That worked. Yeah. But having said that, down here, I've got a Gorkanaut on 3 wounds remaining and 5 boys. That's it. So it's not like I did. I survived much over here. I've got 6 models left, and you've got 1, 2, you got 3 models left. That was absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's exactly how I thought it'd end. I knew it'd be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
But really good game. Really enjoyed it.
Anyway, thanks for coming down. That was glorious. That was a great fight. Always good fun to play with Orks. Always good fun to play against Orks. I hope you had a good time as well.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, mate. Cheers.
And don't forget to check out Daily Dice YouTube channel on the YouTubes, on the channel for extra battle report content and things like that. And the battle mats from Urban Mats. The scenery is from GameMat.eu. Big shout out to all my members and all my subscribers. Love you very much. Big shout out to all your members and subscribers and things.
Yeah.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, really appreciate obviously all the members we get, because obviously Winters does it as a living, and maybe one day I might as well. So
maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
If you're really lucky. It's I'm blessed to be here. It just still surprises me every single day that this is happening. I don't know why it keeps happening, but it keeps happening. I keep waiting for it to end. Anyway, we do hope you enjoyed that battle report. Happy wargaming.